on this specimen here, you'll find the kidneys are surrounded by this pararenal fat. And you just got to get in there with your fingers and get it all out of there to expose the kidney. And I've got it all that pararenal fat gone now. I can see the renal vein right there, the renal artery is underneath of it, the ureter here, all going all the way down to the bladder. You should also see the adrenal gland. And unfortunately, when I took the viscera out, I inadvertently removed the right adrenal gland, and that may be the case in your specimens too, but you usually can find the left adrenal gland, and it's right here just caudal to the caudal mesenteric artery. There's a big vein that crosses right over. It's not on your list, but that's the phrenico-abdominal vein. And underneath it, embedded in this fat, you're going to find this little peanut-sized organ. That's the adrenal gland. Make sure you see that specimen. And on yours, after you've seen it, slice it in half. You should be able to see the medulla and the cortex distinctly different. Anyway, if you follow the ureter down here, it joins the bladder. I haven't done it yet, but you're going to open up the bladder on the door, on its ventral surface, and you'll be able to see this. You should be able to see the ureterovesicular junction. It can be a little bit obscure, but it is there. This was a male cat that was neutered, so this one is a better one. Oh, well, but I did dissect out the termination of the post cava. Post cava splits into two large vessels, a right and a left common iliac vein. And the aorta first gives off a large external iliac artery, and then it goes on a little bit further, and it ends by trifurcating into a right and a left internal iliac artery, and a third one that's kind of hard to see sometimes. It goes straight down almost. That's the median sacral artery. So you should be able to dissect out those and identify them on your specimens. This cat, this one here is a male. So if you look, here's the bladder, here's the ureter going into the bladder, and looped over the ureter is that structure right there. That's the ductus deferens. And if you look in there deep enough, it joins to the urethra at the ejaculatory duct. If you follow the ductus deferens in the opposite direction, where is it? Right there, you find that it comes together with a vein and an artery, testicular vein, and they all together disappear through the wall of the abdomen, through the inguinal canal, and then they come out on this side. You'll have to dissect them out of the fat as the spermatic cord. And the spermatic cord travels through the subcutaneous tissues all the way down. Here's one sac of the scrotum is opened so that you can see it joining to the testes there. The internal structures of the spermatic cord would be the ductus deferens, the pampiniform plexus. They're really going to be hard to see on your cat because it's so small. That's why we've got the surgical specimens down there. You should be able to identify those structures on the surgical specimen. And also, I told you in your handout, you're going to cut into the prepuce ventrally to expose the gland's penis. And I know you can't see it from there, but if you look at it very carefully, you can see these little spike-like spines that we talked about in lecture that is on the gland's penis. Well, I think that's enough to get you started. I'll help you where I can.